Gather close, little ones, and let me tell you another story of Nairobi Neo, the city that's full of lights and secrets. Today's story isn't about the bright, shiny buildings or the buzzing streets. No, today we're going deep, deep underground, where most people don't go and where secrets sleep beneath the city. Today's adventure belongs to two brave children, Kito and Mira, and a pack of stray dogs, scruffy, clever and brave in their own way. You see, these dogs are more than they seem. They know every street, every alley, every shadow of Nairobi Neo. And together, Kito and Mira would find out that even the smallest heroes can make the biggest difference. Let's begin with Kito, a boy who never stops asking questions. Kito is curious about everything: how things work, why things are the way they are, and most of all, he's curious about secrets. He has a backpack full of gadgets that he's made himself, from a smart watch that tells him the weather at a touch, to goggles that can zoom in and see far, far away. But Kito has one talent that's even more special. He can understand animals, that's right. When a bird chirps, a dog barks, or a cat meows, Kito doesn't just hear sounds, he hears their voices. And then there's Mira, with a heart so big it could hold all the animals in the world. Mira has a gift of her own. She doesn't need gadgets or inventions to know what an animal feels. No, Mira has a sense, a feeling, that tells her when an animal is sad, happy, excited, or even scared. Together, Kito and Mira make the perfect team. Kito brings his clever mind, and Mira brings her kind heart. And in a city as mysterious as Nairobi Neo, they're the perfect pair for an adventure. One bright golden afternoon, Kito and Mira were walking through an old part of the city after school. They had just finished eating spicy samosas from their favorite market stall, laughing and sharing stories as they strolled through the neighborhood. But suddenly Kito stopped, holding up his hand. "Wait," he said, his eyes narrowing as he listened. Mira paused, looking around. "What is it?" she asked. Then she heard it too. A strange, low, rumbling sound seemed to echo up from below the ground, like the growl of something big and mysterious. "It sounds like it's coming from underneath us," Kito murmured, adjusting his techie goggles to scan the area. As they listened, a scruffy, grey-furred dog trotted over, his ears perked and his nose twitching. It was an old friend of Kito's, a clever stray dog named Simba. Simba knew every scent, sound, and shadow in the city. "Hey there, Simba," Kito greeted, bending down to scratch the dog's ear. "Do you hear that too?" Simba's tail wagged slowly, his ears flicking back in a serious way. "I do, Kito, and it's not good. That sound has been growing louder every day. Something strange is happening down in the tunnels, and I don't think it's friendly." Mira knelt down beside them, her eyes wide. "The tunnels? But why would anything be down there? And what do you mean by not friendly?" Simba huffed, his tail dropping as he leaned closer. "For days now, my pack and I have sensed new humans sneaking around at night. They go down below, but they don't come up. It's as if they vanished. Whatever is down there, it doesn't belong in our city." Kito glanced at Mira, his eyes alight with curiosity and concern. "We have to find out what's going on. Simba, can you take us there?" Simba's eyes gleamed with a fierce loyalty. "Of course! Follow me!" Simba led Kito and Mira through winding alleys and narrow paths, past old buildings and hidden corners, until they reached a small, crumbling wall at the edge of the neighborhood. "In here," Simba whispered, nosing open a hidden doorway. The doorway led to a small, dimly lit passage, cool and damp. As they stepped inside, they felt the air change. It was quieter, like the city sounds were far, far above them. Simba turned back to them, his eyes serious. "We're going underground. Stay close and be quiet. The others are waiting for us." Kito and Mira followed Simba into the tunnel, the soft glow from Kito's goggles lighting their way. The further they went, the louder the rumbling grew, echoing around them like distant thunder. The walls were lined with old stone, and small scurrying creatures darted away as they passed. After a few minutes, they reached a wider area where other stray dogs were waiting. A wiry, quick-footed dog named Kesi and a gentle brown dog named Badu. They greeted Kito and Mira with cautious curiosity, sniffing their shoes and wagging their tails in quiet welcome. "This way," Kesi said, her voice a soft growl. "The strange humans are just up ahead, in the tunnels." Badu added, "But be careful. They are not like the humans who live up above. They're here for something else. They're taking something." Kito's eyes narrowed. "Taking what?" Simba sighed. "That's what we need to find out. Follow us and be silent." As they crept closer, Kito spotted a faint light glowing up ahead. Carefully, they peered around a corner, and there, in a wide underground room, they saw it, a hidden base. Strange machines buzzed and whirred with gears turning and flashing lights blinking. Humans in dark clothes moved between the machines, their faces hidden by hoods. Each one wore a badge on their shoulder, a silver hawk symbol that seemed to gleam in the dim light. "The Iron Hawks," Mira whispered, recognizing the symbol from their last adventure. Kito adjusted his goggles to get a better look. "They're mining something," he murmured. "Look, they're pulling up shiny rocks and metals from the ground. They're stealing from Nairobi Neo." Simba's fur bristled, his eyes fierce. "They're taking what belongs to the earth. We can't let them do this." Kito nodded, his face set with determination. "But how? There are too many of them for us to just walk in and stop them." Mira's eyes sparkled with an idea. "What if we scare them off? If we make enough noise, they might think the tunnels are collapsing and run away." Kizzy wagged her tail, excited by the idea. "Oh, I like the sound of that. We're pretty good at barking, you know." With a plan in place, the dogs spread out through the tunnels, each one finding a spot to bark, growl, and howl as loudly as they could. Kito and Mira crouched close, watching as the tunnels erupted with noise. The Iron Hawks froze, looking around in alarm as the sounds of barking, howling, and growling filled the air, echoing off the walls and making it sound like a whole pack of wild animals was closing in on them. "What is that?" one of the workers shouted, his voice shaking. "Are we under attack?" another one cried, clutching his tools and looking around in panic. They stumbled and tripped over each other, grabbing their equipment and trying to make a quick escape, their faces pale and terrified. Within moments, the Iron Hawks were gone, leaving their machines and tools scattered in their hurry to escape. As the echoes faded, Simba, Kesi, and Badu padded back to Kito and Mira, their tails wagging proudly. "Looks like we scared them off," Simba said, his eyes glinting with satisfaction. "But we'll have to keep an eye on this place. They'll be back, and we'll need to be ready." Kito knelt down, scratching Simba behind the ears. "Thank you, Simba. We couldn't have done it without you and your pack. You're real heroes today." Simba gave a soft huff, wagging his tail as if to say, "Of course." As they made their way back to the surface, Kito and Mira felt a sense of responsibility settle over them. Nairobi Neo was their home, and it was up to them, along with their animal friends, to protect it. As they stepped back onto the city streets, with the sun setting behind them, Kito and Mira looked out over Nairobi Neo, knowing that this was just the beginning of many adventures to come. So remember, little ones, the stray dogs you see on the street might just be more than they appear. They might be guardians, heroes, watching over the city and keeping it safe. And remember, even the smallest actions, the quietest voices, can make the biggest difference.